Welcome back to Gamepad Gaming, the #1 place for Android games designed for your controller. If you like to kick back with a physical controller, you're in the right place. Today, we're counting down the top 10 best new Android games of 2026 that you can actually play with your gamepad. From intense shooters to deep RPGs, every single game on this list supports a controller, though not all have full button mapping, so we'll show you which ones work best. If you want to stay updated on the best gamepad experiences, hit that subscribe button. Drop a comment below with the games you want me to find controller support for, and don't forget to give this video 20 likes to help the channel out. Let's get into the list.
Gamepad Gaming, here we go. New one place for the show. Android games with Patty.
Tomb Raider. Coming in hot on our list is the definitive survivor story, Tomb Raider. Before she was a legend, Lara Croft was a 21-year-old shipwrecked on the mysterious Isle of Yamatai. Stranded on her first expedition, she has to push far beyond her limits to survive. This isn't just a port, it's the complete, uncut AAA adventure expertly rebuilt for Android. You'll explore treacherous ancient ruins, solve intricate puzzles, and fight for survival against the island's deadly inhabitants. But for this list, the key feature is total control. Whether you prefer the precision of a mouse and keyboard, or you're kicking back on the couch, the full gamepad support is flawless. You'll unlock skills, hunt for materials, and upgrade your gear, transforming Lara from a desperate survivor into a master adventurer. And with all 12 DLC packs included, packed with extra tombs and skins, this is the definitive way to witness the birth of a legend on your mobile device. Misguided Remastered. We're diving into pure atmospheric dread with Misguided Remastered. This isn't just another horror game. It's a true AAA experience that brings classic survival horror to your Android device, fully optimized for controller support. You play as Sylvia, a high school girl trapped in a nightmarish otherworld, desperately searching for her best friend and her mother's cherished letter. The combat is tense and resource-based. Think axe and knife fights where every swing matters, not mindless hack and slash. But what sets it apart is its identity. This is authentic Indonesian horror, drawing from folklore to create creatures and a setting you won't see in typical Western titles. With a non-linear story where your choices lead to multiple endings, redesigned puzzles, and smarter enemy AI in this remastered edition, it's a chilling, console-quality journey. If you're tired of the same old settings and want a horror ARPG that respects the genre's roots, plug in your controller and face your fears with Misguided Remastered. Mino's Quest, 2D platformer. Okay, real talk. After all those epic, loot-heavy ARPGs, sometimes you need a pure shot of adrenaline. And that is exactly where Mino's Quest comes in. Now, I know what you're thinking. This is a 2D platformer, not an ARPG. But hear me out. If you love the combat and precision of games like Hollow Knight or Dead Cells, this is your next obsession. It's a brutally hardcore 2D pixel challenge that throws you into a maze of deadly traps, tricky wall jumps, and logic puzzles that require real skill to survive. The touch controls are incredibly fine-tuned, which is rare, but here's the kicker for this video. It features full controller support. Plug in your favorite pad, and suddenly this becomes a tight, responsive Super Meat Boy-style experience on your phone. So, if you're looking for a break from stat sheets and want to test your raw reflexes with some precision platforming, Mino's Quest is the perfect hardcore palate cleanser. Just be prepared to die. A lot. 69 Night Survival Battleground. On our list, we have 69 Nights Survival Battleground. This game drops you into a hostile war zone where you must survive 69 increasingly difficult nights. It's a mix of stealth, sniper precision, and intense FPS combat. What makes the cut for 2026? The full controller support. You can now plug in your gamepad to experience this real commando mission with true analog precision, rather than just touch controls. Face waves of ruthless enemies, manage your massive arsenal, and survive the horror, all completely offline. It runs smoothly even on low-end devices, but with a controller, the tactical combat feels as hardcore as a console shooter. If you love action-packed survival campaigns, this nightmare is worth facing. Radon Break. Okay, I have to be honest with you. Radon Break is not a AAA RPG, but if you own a controller for your Android, this is the best palate cleanser you can have between those epic quests. Think classic brick breaker with a modern 3D twist. You control the paddle with your controller, bouncing the ball to clear 40 action-packed stages. But the real fun is the item system. You've got power-ups that split the ball, resize your paddle, or even give you a gun to shoot directly. Mix that with stunning chiptune music and randomly sorted stages. And you have a high-score chaser that's impossible to put down. It's the perfect retro break from your usual grind. Fully compatible with controllers for that authentic arcade feel. Iron Lung. Now, I know what you're thinking. This isn't your typical sword and sorcery action RPG. But stick with me here, because Iron Lung fits this list in the most unexpected way. This is a dread-driven horror game from the creator of Dusk, and yes, it's being adapted into a movie by Markiplier in 2026. But here's the ARPG connection. You are the pilot of a claustrophobic one-man submarine, navigating an ocean of blood. You have a mission, resources to manage, and a vessel that degrades. You are literally role-playing as the unluckiest sap in the universe. To succeed, you need resourcefulness and patience. You navigate using proximity sensors and an incomplete map because your only porthole is welded shut. You're taking photographs of eldritch locations, hoping that whatever lives in the deep doesn't find you first. It's a slow-burn stat check against the environment. And the best part? The tense, precise controls translate flawlessly to a controller. The rumble feedback as you fire your thrusters, the analog stick precision for your external camera. It makes the isolation feel 10 times worse. If you want an ARPG that tests your nerves instead of your DPS, strap in. Heart of the Forest. Next up, we are stepping into the dark and ominous Black Forest with Heart of the Forest. Now, this is a unique entry on our list. Fresh out on February 12th, 2026, it's an interactive psychological horror movie from German studio Trap Predator, and it fits perfectly on mobile. The story follows a group of students on an ill-fated hiking trip who fall under the spell of a vengeful spirit. Haunted by their own fears and trauma, their survival depends entirely on your choices. It's a narrative-driven experience, but it makes excellent use of controller support on Android, letting you lean back and make those life-or-death decisions with ease. If you're looking for a story-rich horror experience that you can play with a gamepad, this is one to watch. Bridge Constructor Studio. Bridge Construction Studio is a bit of a curveball, but trust me, it's a perfect fit for this list. It's Bridge Constructor Studio. Now, you might be thinking, a puzzle game on an ARPG list? But here's the thing, the action in ARPG isn't always about combat. Sometimes, it's about the thrill of engineering, the physics-based action of seeing your creation either stand strong or collapse in spectacular fashion. And yes, it has full controller support, which makes navigating those intricate building menus and rotating your 3D dioramas feel incredibly smooth from your couch. What makes this the ultimate version of the classic formula? First, it's try before you buy. You can play the beginning for free, and a single one-time purchase unlocks the full game. No ads, no interruptions. We're talking 70 challenging puzzles across beautiful biomes, from city skylines to snowy canyons. The best part? There are no budget or material limits. You can let your creativity run absolutely wild, building anything from a sturdy steel bridge for a timber truck to wild ramps for a monster truck. It's the perfect relaxing, yet mentally engaging, palate cleanser between epic RPG adventures. If you love problem solving and creative freedom, you have to check this one out. RPG Ambition Record. RPG Ambition Record. This game proves that you don't need a console to experience a classic, dragon-powered fantasy rebellion. Forget simple stat boosts. Here, you literally fortify your characters with the power of dragons. It's a core mechanic that lets you unleash deadly skills and truly feel like you're wielding ancient, forbidden strength. With a deep job system, your party's composition is completely in your hands. And because this is a 2026 list, the fluid combat and menu navigation feel incredible with a controller. Weapons, armor, skills, you customize everything to your heart's content. If you're looking for a deep ARPG with controller support that you can sink hours into, RPG Ambition Record delivers. The Obelisk home horror game. Now, This next one is technically a detour from the RPG stats and loot, but the atmosphere is so massive, it deserves a spot on any list of premium gaming experiences. Step into the Obelisk, a horror game that feels like a VHS tape you were never meant to watch. It takes the familiar, your hallway, your bedroom door, and rewrites it with brutal, analog horror logic. This isn't a mansion, it's home. Rooms connect wrong. Corridors loop back with one detail changed. A staircase leads down so far you forget which way is outside. Inspired by chapters of dread like The Man in the Tower, it traps you in a maze-like creepypasta designed just for you. This is survival horror stripped down. You can't fight. You can't power up. Your only tools? Observation, timing, and silence. The house is listening. The Obelisk is patient. And because this is 2026, you feel every glitch, every hum, and every misplaced step through your controller, with full, seamless support. Survive long enough to understand what it wants, or don't.